Guys, as you know, we have started the mock interview series of around 20 to 30 videos for data engineer. So this is going to be another video of the same series. Trust me, this video is going to add immense value in your data engineering and interview preparation journey. So hey everyone, my name is 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 and without wasting any time, let's start the interview. But before that, do subscribe to my YouTube channel for the upcoming videos and join my WhatsApp channel for more data engineering stuff.
So Charan, I'll just give you a brief walkthrough that how this interview session gonna look like. So we'll start with a brief introduction, the years experience you have, the technology and tools you have worked on, and then we'll move to the questions. Sounds good?
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Tell me something about your day-to-day responsibility, the tech stack you work on, and what is the tech stack you interact on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. Okay, Abhay. Coming to that, first thing was my overall experience was 3.3 years.
Okay.
So my coming to big data, it would be 3.1. I worked on 2 projects till now. One is supply chain project, and second one is it would be same like supply chain only, but it would be a fashion sales designing project. It could be kind of like. So coming to first one, I work for a supply chain project. That is the project name, and the main agenda or the application, the purpose of the application is to know what is the sales happening and what is the inventory left in the warehouses, and what could be the tomorrow predicted tomorrow sales would be happening, and that would be run on daily basis, weekly, hourly, and mid-year and yearly basis. That's what that main application purpose, the application of the purpose was. Coming to the tools and technologies which we've been used in that project was for the business stakeholders, we use Tableau for a reporting purpose, and we use MS SQL Server and with Azure Data Factory for the orchestration, and RDBMS Azure Synapse Analytics Warehouse for SQL purposes, and we usually support for APAC region. In that, for one of the region, we use databricks with pyspark and Spark SQL as well.
Okay.
And coming to the sources, again we have an ETL tool called SAP BODS, Business Object Data Service as well, which been integrated. And coming to sources, we have different sources for that, an SAP SuccessFactors and FTP files, and we have some high privileged stakeholders who will keep files in the block containers as well.
Okay.
And API connections, and we get data from REST APIs, and we will get data from Amazon S3 bucket as well. That could be the resources. And coming to that project, I've been worked there for almost near to 2 years. So there my roles and responsibilities would look like, usually we have around 400 of jobs which will run on day-to-day basis, and we will monitor them using a portal called Run My Jobs. That is the interface we will use. That usually runs on PowerShell command, in which each of the job, which will run each of the job, and it usually invoke the particular dataset pipeline using PowerShell scripting, which it will the exact which pipeline should be run and which time it should run. Everything will be hard-coded backside using PowerShell scripting. That's what the interface of Run My Jobs would look like. And coming to my roles and responsibilities in the project, we usually follow the Scrum Agile methodology. Usually our client will come and say what is the requirement daily. Our Scrum Master will say that what is the requirement daily, and what was happening in the sales board, and what is the development needed, and what kind of thresholds we have for a pipeline. We will usually mitigate those errors in pipelines, what was happening. If there is any particular report happening, like it should be, for example, if the pipeline should complete in 2 minutes 30 seconds, for example, which been taking 1 hour of time, we need to mitigate that. We need to see what is happening, what are the bottlenecks happened for that day. That would be one kind of roles and responsibility. And we will do production support as well, because it is like it was moving into go live. It was moving into go live. So if there is any issue with them, we will use ServiceNow as well. If there is any small issues, tickets will be also coming to our bucket. And if there is a development, we will use Jira board as well.
Understood.
That
Yeah, so that is fine.
yeah,
So
yeah. So,
as you mentioned, you are dealing with PySpark, Python, Databricks, SQL, ADF
yeah.
a lot on a day-to-day task. So if I'll ask you to rate yourself on these technologies, so out of 5, how much you'll rate yourself?
SQL I would rate 3 to 4,
Okay.
and ADF as well 3 to 4,
Okay.
and Python 2 to 3,
Okay.
and in coming to Tableau 3, because I don't have hands-on experience developing, but I can replicate whatever the person shows in Tableau.
Okay. Makes sense.
And yeah, that's it. Those are the tools and technologies. And PySpark I will rate 3 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, Avan.
So we'll start with the basic SQL question, then some Python question, and then we'll move to your PySpark and Python Spark questions. Sounds good?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you share screen and just launch a notepad so that we can go through it?
Yeah, sure. I was sending you a request. Can you please approve that?
Yeah. That.
Yes.
Okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. So first, we'll start the very basic question. You will need to write a SQL code to give me second highest salary without using Windows function. Let's start with a very basic question.
Second highest salary without
Using Windows function.
Without using Windows function. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Let's first write with a window function, then you can write without window function as well, just for starters.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Just max of salary, and max of salary should be less than the salary from the same table name. Yes. Yes, Abba.
Okay. So if you see over here, do you think this will give you the correct output? Let's say you have 10 records in your table.
Okay.
So what will be the output of this query?
Here max salary will be 100. 100 is less than the next salary. I think, wait.
Or tell me the execution order of this query. What will be the execution order of it?
And first this inner query will execute.
Okay.
After that, it will check the condition. And after that condition, it will take from the from table and it will populate into the select statement.
So there are multiple keywords which you have used. First one is select. Another one is from, where,
Yeah.
and subquery. So
Yeah.
can you write the execution order of these?
Okay. From where? From where? Group by having select.
Okay. Okay. Let's move to the next question.
Okay.
So if you see what you need to do, let me give you a question. Give me a sec. question in the chat window. Let me know if you are able to see.
Yeah, let me check.
The-
Nothing has popped up.
Just a second. I think formatting is not coming. Give me a sec. Let me try to paste in with format. So what you can do, you can write it. I think format is not coming, so it's fine. You can just
Is my screen visible to you?
so right there are two columns. One is customer ID, another one is order date.
ID, comma, order, date. Okay.
Okay. Now in customer ID, write 100, 200, 300, and the date will be first 1/1/2025, which is 1st of Jan 2025.
Okay.
For all three. Okay. Now after that, write 100, 400, 500. That day will be 2nd January 2025.
It will be second.
Yeah. So same will be same over here. No. 100, 200, 300 will be first only. So just
Okay.
write
Okay.
one.
Got it. Okay.
Next customer ID will be 100, 400, 500.
100, 400, and 500. Okay.
Date will be second. Okay. Now what I want the output where it shows for each day how many new customers are there and how many repeated customers are there.
Okay.
Number of new customer and number of repeated customers. If you have any confusion while understanding the question, let me know.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Let me think.
Okay.
Today, how many customers are there? Okay. Day wise, okay. There are how many repetitive customers are there? Self-join and customer ID is not big count to customer ID on basis of date column. Abhinav, I'm not sure like whether I can really solve it or not. Can I tell you the pseudocode what I was
That
thinking?
should be fine.
I was thinking to do self-join
Okay.
on basis of customer ID
Okay.
in where condition the customer ID shouldn't match.
Okay.
Then and it should be on date column as well.
Okay.
So then if that doesn't match, I need that columns as a new column, new like in a new resultant data set
Okay.
with new data, and it should be count with date as like the count should be happened with data. That's what I was thinking in the pseudocode.
Okay. At some extent, you are on the right track, but yes, it's not 100% correct, but it is on the right track.
Yeah,
But it's fine.
yeah.
If you're not able to solve, that is fine. We'll move to the Python question. So let's say you want to print a prime number between 20 to 50.
Okay.
Give me a list of all the prime numbers between 20 to 50.
Prime numbers between 20 and 50. So, okay. What is a prime number? Mean I forgot actually.
You can search on Google prime number. That is fine.
Yeah, that would be better actually. I forgot. But that can be divided exactly by itself and 1. 17 and 41. Okay. Okay. If number range 20 to 51 or sorry, or a number in range 20 to 51 if number is divided by number double equal to 0 and number divided by 1. Then print it was a prime number number
Okay. Tell me one thing. So, can you give me a dry run on this code? What you have written?
okay. For number in range, it will take the starting number from 20 to 50 inclusion.
Okay.
Each number will be going to iterate into the one, like 20 will be passed to the number. And
Okay.
if the number is divided by number and it is equal to 0, reminder.
Okay. So in all the
And
cases, if you divide number by number, it always be 0. And all the numbers, so let's say 23. So 23 mod 23 will be 0, correct?
yeah,
And 23 mod 1 will be 0.
and it shouldn't be divisible by any other number, right?
Yes. So are you checking that condition here?
Yeah, I missed that condition. Yeah, let me think. What is the other condition? Itself and 1. For example, 7, 17, and 14. And a number that can be divided by 7 and 17 and 14. A number and time. No. I guess I was not getting that.
It's fine. You can try another question. So you have a string. You have a string.
Have a string
That is 4 times A, 2 times B, 1 times C. Just A, B, B, and C, C.
A, okay.
4 times, not comma. It's a string. It's a
Yeah.
Then B, B.
B, 4 times A, 3 times B.
1 times C. It's fine.
1 times C. Yeah, have a string.
What you need to do, you need to find the maximum occurring character in a string. So in this scenario, it will be A.
Maximum, need to find maximum iterating character, right?
Occurring character in a string.
Iterating. Yeah, maximum iterating. Okay, you need to pass a string, first have a string A, B, C. I think input pointer those. Seeing these questions from collection. Great. Example S equal to A, yeah. Replaced with comma, right? Plus space comma.
Got it.
Sorry, Abno, you're saying something?
I am saying, what is the approach you are thinking?
I think from I was using collections and from collection I was importing counter function
Okay.
and I was passing the string into a variable and I will replacing the space with a comma
Okay.
and I was trying to max. Actually, Abno, I was very little bit weak in Python. I was trying my best to try. So,
It's fine. No problem. What you can do? Let's move to the next segment. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
I think from I guess I can write that, but not sure whether it will be right or wrong.
So this will not work. This approach will not work. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's move to the basic Spark concepts, the theory bit of the theory of regarding the Spark. So tell me more about what do you understand by memory management in Spark. Let's say you have heard of driver memory, executor memory, right? So how those are
Yeah.
segregated? What are the common issues you usually face?
Uh, Spark executor memory usually while we are submitting a Spark job to the cluster. Sorry, while we are submitting a Spark job to a cluster, usually we will give what is the executor memory and what is the overheap memory, what are the number of cores it will run, and those type of configurations we will pass to the Spark submit command
Okay.
to do the required task. Whatever the task we are providing via, if it is a PySpark, we will be doing with while we are submitting via Py file.
Okay.
And what is the usual issues we will come means if sometimes there will be, for example, we recently faced some issue called while we are submitting a Spark job so there is an issue with overhead memory, and the overhead memory, and there are some bottleneck issues happen with the Spark job, as I previously mentioned, like a certain Spark job which usually take 2 minutes. Usually it will take 2 minutes to complete the entire ETL process, but it took 1 hour long. That is the one recent issue we've been faced actually.
Okay. Now tell me, have you ever encountered a scenario where your executor went out of memory or driver went out of memory? Or do you know
Yeah,
what can be the potential reason to go this driver and executor out of memory?
potential causes usually what will happen was when we are doing when we are am I audible clearly?
Yes, you are.
Yes. So I was saying when there is a partition happening over the nodes, the data partition happening, if the partition doesn't happen properly and one of the node getting too much of data, then usually we will get these out of memory issues actually. No, it will be a normal scenario.
Okay, so it will happen in driver or executor or on both.
It will be on driver memory.
Driver. Okay. Okay. Tell me what all the read mode and write mode you have deal with or you have worked with.
Usually, in my current project, usually we are writing the data in Delta formats, Parquet formats, because now I was working on Microsoft Fabric, that one. Previously, I used to write the data usually in Parquet format. Normally in Parquet, if there is an issue with that file, example, if there is an issue with that file, I want to get that file to the local driver, I will usually prefer CSV format. If there is a small amount of data, usually.
So I'm asking about the read mode and write mode. So you have write mode, just overwrite, append. Have you heard of all this write mode?
Yes, yes.
In the read mode, you have a lot of options. So are you aware about all those concepts?
Yes, Abner. Read option like multi-line is true, those kind of options, right? Header equal to true, permissive mode, sorry.
Permissive, yes. Permissive, drop malform. So do you
Drop
all
malfunctions,
those
yeah.
concepts? So what is the difference between
Yeah.
default read mode? Tell me.
What is the difference between?
What is the default read mode? Let's say if you're not passing any explicit read mode, then what will be the default one?
It will Parquet. Yeah, it will be Parquet for.
The format. Okay, it's fine, no problem. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, so tell me, have you ever worked with JSON data?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the mechanism to read the data? How you'll flatten the data?
Usually the JSON data, which will be in a set of hierarchical stages, we will use explode command to flatten the data mostly. If it is, we will use explode command to flatten the data.
Okay, so there are two. Let's say you have a JSON which contain two columns. First one is of array type, another one is of struct type. So which one you will
Yeah.
export? How to access data in those elements, basically columns.
We will explore the structure type first,
Okay.
which will be fallen to flatten, then it will be flattened in the next representative Spark in the data frame, then we will proceed further.
Okay. And what about the array?
I was getting little bit confused about, I guess. Array, yeah.
Fine. Let's move to the next question, next set of questions. So, have you heard about AQE? What is the use of it? What are the element? What it actually does? Adaptive query executor, AQE. Have you heard of it?
No.
Have you heard about SQL optimizer?
SQL optimizer in Spark.
Yeah.
That why? So correct me if I'm wrong. So you're asking about like while reading data frames, there will be a catalyst optimizer which will do that.
So
That's what you're
catalyst
asking.
optimizer is fine. Okay, it's fine. You can tell me about the catalyst optimizer as well. That's fine.
Catalyst optimizer is an inbuilt feature in Spark data frames. So while we are executing SQL commands on top of Spark, it will provide you a best logical plan. It will iterate a best logical plan, which will reduce the query execution time. That's what the use of the Catalyst optimizer.
So what are the different phases of it?
Different phases. No, I'm not aware actually.
Okay. So next thing, let's say, have you heard about the action and transformation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the different type of transformation we have?
We have group by map, filter, flat map, group by reduce by key.
These are the transformation. I am asking about more of a there are two generic kind of transformation, right? Have you heard about narrow dependency transformation and wide dependency transformation kind of thing?
Yeah, narrow depend formation which doesn't require a shuffle operation normally, and wider transformations would require a shuffle operation. Usually, backend shuffle operation will happen
So let's
across
say
the nodes.
you have you have select, filter, group by, join. Which one of them will be a narrow dependency and which one is wide dependency transformation?
Filter, group by, and last one, please.
Group by, join, select, and yeah, this is fine. Tell me.
Filter will be narrow transformation, group by will be wider, and join as well, and select will be narrow transformation.
Narrow transformation. Okay. How many number of partition will be created when we do a wide dependency transformation?
It on wider transformations, it usually depends on tasks and stages. Tasks and stages. Above, I think I'm getting, but I was not able to. I'm not getting that exactly.
It's fine. Let's say you want to load 100 GB of data. Okay.
Okay.
What will be your cluster configuration for that?
100 GB of data. I think there is some calculation for it. Yeah. Parts. 100 GB of data. What will be your cluster configuration? Yeah. Executor memory. Yeah, that's fine. Above, if you don't mind, can you give me a small hint how it like? I know that there will be a calculation with number of cores independent, but I'm not getting.
So there are number of cores. You have to take care of the garbage collection as well. So
yeah.
But tell me,
yeah,
what is the default size of one partition?
128 MB.
Okay, so how many partitions will be required in order to load 100 GB of data?
Yeah, 100 GB by 128. Not sure the exact calculation, but I think it will be around 600. 600.
Yeah, it's fine. I think for what you need to do, first change into the MB, then divide it into to get the proper partition. But it's fine. Since we're running out of time,
okay,
I'm good with the interview. Do you have any questions for me, or but we'll connect for the feedback as well. But do you have any apart from that question for me?
Yeah.
So Chan, we will discuss about your feedback regarding the interview we just had. So first thing is more about the very first part, that is your introduction. Okay. Now your introduction was very lengthy.
Yeah.
Approximately it took around 5 minutes for the whole introduction part. So introduction should be very short, crisp, and to the point. You need to mention the years experience you have, the tech stack you have worked on, the project domain, the data volume you deals with. That's it. And give a brief about it. So make it crisp and short as much as possible. The second thing which I want to highlight, that is, let's say whenever you are getting a question, once you understand the question, try to discuss that approach with the interviewer. Don't start directly solving the question. try to just a second. Yeah, give me a sec. Okay, so try to solve it. So try to
Discuss the approach
discuss
and
this
solve it.
try to discuss this problem. Okay, approach with the interviewer, and then you can move to the solution part.
Yes, yes, Abhi.
Third thing, you need to work on your Python skill. That is very necessary. You need to work on the Python skill because that is really required.
Yes, yes, Abhi. I know that I've been lagging there. I was just coping up that one.
Yeah. SQL is fine. I feel SQL you understand, but let's say it's the second question which I gave you, right? I believe you
Yeah.
are not able to understand the question. Also, don't give up on the question.
Okay. Okay.
Try to solve it. Try to give the interviewer 2 to 3 solutions that this is the approach I'm thinking. It might be wrong. Then if interviewer is saying no, this is not the correct approach, then you can move to another that this is another approach I'm thinking. So don't give up easily on the question. This shows that you are not very much serious about the job. You're not very much serious about the for the interview. Okay. So
Okay.
easily give up on the question. Try to solve it. If you are not able to solve it, interviewer will automatically say that yes, we are running out of time. Let's move to the another question. But as an interviewer, we want you to see you to think about it. Okay.
Yeah, about that second question, I really thought three approaches. First one, as I said, the self-join. Second one, I thought, should I give it with a try with a CTE? When things are getting complex, I usually try with CTE because first set of the question I will solve on top of CTE, and result what the interviewer are expecting, I will write it down. That's what my second approach will. Or else two things are out of my hand really. Then third thing, what I thought was, let's write it in a resultant data set. Like it should be a CTA, create table as select, and I will write it in a first table. If the expected values have been populating in the result data set, usually that's what happened in my previous thing, then I will go with the second set of question if I part in two types. That's what I thought. I
You
didn't
need to
discuss.
communicate this thing. So whatever you are thinking, right? You need to communicate all those things to the interview. You need to work on Python. You need to work on Python. That is really important because if you go for appear for any interview, Python is really important. So they're gonna ask you Python questions. So at least basic DSA, basic Python, basic transformation, you should be aware about it.
Sure, Abu. Sure, I will.
Also, bit focus on the Spark part. Okay, so in Spark, you need to understand how it works internally. You need to deal with scenario-based questions. So let's say if you are not able to, again there as well, I'll say don't give up easily on the questions. Try to think if you are able to. Also, whenever you are giving answer, try to give a backup with your previous experience that yes, this is the scenario which we have encountered. I have encountered in the previous experience, and this is how you solve it. Okay. So give a scenario around it, explain the problem statement, and then give the solution as well.
Okay.
Okay. So these all things you need to focus on while you basically give the interview.
Okay. Okay.
Anything you want to anything you from your end you want to discuss?
Is there anything else you want to suggest? Like, is there any particular, like, I know that technical stack, you already suggested that. That most probably, that's about that thing. I guess I was good with your suggestion. Yeah.
Okay. So focus on the technical part. Also, from the attitude perspective, don't give up. Easily
Yes.
Try to find a bit more, think more about the question, more of a solution. If you have any doubt, ask the interviewer that what is the expectation. Am I thinking of this approach, whether it is a fine or not? So you need to do a communication usually.
Okay.
That will help you to get in a better zone in terms of interview.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Cool. If we don't have anything else, then let's wind up. Okay.
Yes. Thanks for your time and thanks for the Shobham time as well. Just let him know I thank him for this opportunity. Thank you both of you for your time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.